My name is Dr. Sean Price, Clinical Coordinator here at ChiroSpa, and this is video 7 out of our 6-part video series on how to retain and achieve your optimal and your ultimate health. I initially intended to shoot 6 different videos talking about what I feel are the 6 key components, and then after I was shooting the last video I kind of realized, you know what, I need to do a summary to help understand and help kind of put this all together for you. So we've talked about the 6 different components, and basically what I'm trying to do here is lay out the areas of focus that you need to give yourself. If you can focus on these areas and if you can optimize these 6 areas of your life, then you can really optimize your health. And then you'll have the energy and the concentration and the vitality and the vigor and the excitement, the passion and the love to be able to get through and do what you're supposed to do in your daily endeavors. If you miss any of these 6 parts, your body will start to break down. It won't function optimally. You'll start losing that energy. You might end up in depression. You might end up with some issues that are keeping you from being able to be who you were meant to be. And if it goes on for too long, the process gets worse and worse and worse. So the good news is there are things that can be done to optimize these levels and to get this stuff back on track. How do you do that? Go back and watch the previous videos. A lot of the work that we do in our office is geared towards normalizing and optimizing these areas. But I wanted to give a summary video on how this all fits together. So basically the way that your body is designed to work is your body is a self-healing organism. The brain sends a signal to the body. Remember, the brain controls and coordinates the function of every cell in the body. We talked about that at point number 2. The brain sends a signal to your body. When the signal gets from the brain to the body then carries out function. And as long as that signal can get from the brain to the body, and the body has the nutrients and the metabolic resources it needs to carry out that function, then the body is said to be in a state of ease. Now what happens for most people is when we start having a breakdown in these areas, then things don't work properly. So for example, if your brain is not sending the proper signal to the body, how can that happen? Stress can affect brain function. Stress can affect cortisol levels, which affect the temporal lobe. Inactivity or lack of exercise can cause decreased brain function because you have decreased stimulation. Metabolic issues, blood sugar issues, increased inflammation. If you have decreased thyroid function, all of these things can affect brain function. If you're not exercising, again, we can have decreased brain function. Structural integrity, if for some reason the signal that goes out to the body but then comes back from the body to the brain is interfered with because the vertebrae are out of alignment, that will cause the brain to not function properly. All of these different aspects could cause the brain to not function properly. Okay, so that's problem number 1. Problem number 2, what if we have an interference right here? This is what we call a subluxation. How does this happen? Physical trauma, emotional stress, chemical stress can cause subluxations. Lack of exercise, poor posture can cause subluxations. Metabolic challenges, all these different things, they can all lead into subluxations. But if that signal cannot get from the brain to the body, then you're not going to have normal function. Let's say the signal does get from the brain to the body, but you're missing the metabolic or the nutritional components to be able to carry out the commands or carry out the function. So this is the metabolic. If you don't have proper nutrition, well, how can that happen? Well, poor diet, extra use of medications, drinking a lot of sodas, drinking Red Bull and all these different chemicals that we drink, artificial sweeteners, exposure to environmental toxins, just poor dietary habits, drinking, high glycemic things, all these different things can affect metabolic function. So if the metabolic function is off, you're not going to carry out the function in the body. On top of that, if all this stuff is happening and it's breaking down, well, the body's not going to be in a state of ease. The body is going to be in a state of dis-ease, or if it goes on long enough, disease. This is one of the pathways that disease can start to develop. So what happens with this? What if you have brain issues and you have subluxations and you have metabolic issues and you're not exercising and so you're not sleeping well and so your stress levels are really high and all 6 of these components are gone haywire? What do you do? How do you fix these things? Well, there is a solution, and I'm here to offer you hope. So the good thing is, first of all, the brain function. In our office, we do what's called functional neurology, and that helps through neuroplasticity and through fuel and activation. You can actually restore brain function. So functional neurology, or what we call brain-based therapy, will help to resolve the brain-based issues. Subluxations, those are resolved through massage therapy and chiropractic. Now, chiropractors are the only ones that are trained to remove specific subluxations in the spine. So a lot of people have physical therapists that'll adjust them, and different professions are starting to like move bones. Those are called manipulations. They're not specific to the specific level of the spine that is out of alignment. Chiropractors are the ones we receive extensive training in doing that. So chiropractically, we would evaluate you and determine what vertebrae are out of place. What do we need to do to get the line of correction to get them back into place and get them functioning, and remove those subluxations. Okay? Then you get into the metabolic aspect. Now that we've got the brain fixed and we're getting the signal to the body, we need to make sure that metabolically the body can carry out the functions. How do we do that? Through functional medicine, or what I like to call functional nutrition. We run objective lab tests, we design nutritional protocols around those lab tests, then we carry out that protocol for a given amount of time, and then we rerun the lab test to make sure it's working. If it is, we continue doing what we're doing. If it's not, we make changes. It's a very objective way to improve nutritionally and naturally issues like Crohn's disease, IBS, diabetes, high cholesterol, blood sugar regulation issues, thyroid issues, gut digestion issues, leaky gut syndrome, autoimmune conditions. All of these things can be improved when you start improving metabolic function, and we do that through functional nutrition. So now we've got this working. So now we've cleared the path for the body to be able to restore those functions, because the body is a self-healing organism. If the brain can get the signal, the correct signal to the body, and the body can carry out the function, then the body is designed to heal itself. And that's what we do. We remove the interference. If you optimize these 6 steps in your health, you will optimize your body's healing ability, and you will optimize your life. That's the key to this. So again, stress reduction, prayer, meditation, metabolic relief to get the stress off the organs because you have metabolic function happening properly. Chiropractic adjustments, massage therapy, all those things help with stress reduction. Brain function, functional neurology through fuel and activation increases neuroplasticity and allow the brains to restore function, along with the fact that metabolically through functional nutrition we provide the right environment for the brain to function optimally. Metabolic function, again, functional nutrition over and over again. That's what you have to do to get the metabolic activity proper. Proper rest, that's just a habit you have to develop, but you have to have all these other things into place to be able to sleep deeply, soundly, and get the proper healing. Proper exercise, we've talked about that extensively on video number 5. And now that your body is functioning properly and your adrenal glands are functioning properly, you'll be able to handle the exercise that you do, so your body will get stronger because of it. And then structural integrity, those are the chiropractic adjustments, making sure that your body is into the structurally sound, and then we use massage therapy as well to help maintain the muscle. So I hope this makes sense. I hope this provides you with a good roadmap to help you recover with whatever health challenges you may be dealing with at this point. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them below or call my office, where I'd be glad to sit down with you and review your case with you specifically and see if there's anything that we can do for you. All right, have a great day, and I hope to see you soon.